Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cut, and I have a new digi that I love. I know it's sort of like childlike maybe, but I don't know, I just love the colors. It's all watercolored, so it's kind of, I don't know, it's just very, very cool in my opinion, and I just love these little gnomes. They crack me up. So it's called Gnome Life. It's 26 pages, and we'll flip through to see all the different pages. I did not draw these images. These images are computer generated. So I do usually have to go in and make often a few fixes or whatever, fix some things, because sometimes like their eyes will be really weird or something like that. But anyway, I did not draw them. They're computer generated. All right, so there's this one, and I did put them all together though, because like when I go in and do the searches, I'll find like, I'll put in gnomes, and so I'll get different gnomes come up. So they all have to be cut out, and I still have to put the digital together. So it's not like they come complete like this. I have to still do a lot of work to them to get them where they end up looking like this. But anyways, I just want people to know that I didn't draw these images. So he's got a paintbrush. So I kind of envisioned it like maybe he's painting the leaves or he's painting the mushrooms. This guy over here's got a pencil. Not sure exactly what he's doing, but they cracked me up. So anyways, another one. And she's also got a paintbrush. She's painting the mushroom up there, and he's just chilling. And I only did the orientation landscape. I didn't do portrait. So you can only do the journals that go, you know, this direction with this kit. Because I just liked having more expanse on it and with the watercolor, and I don't know, I just liked it like this better. So that's how I did this one. There will be other portrait ones, but I didn't do it with this one. I do have kind of an easier time with this layout making digitals, because there's just more room, and you know, then when you fold it, you're still getting the full image, where sometimes when it's this direction, it's hard to get it the way I like it. So, and I just couldn't get it the way I liked it with this one, so I just went with the landscape. So there's this guy right here. They're just so cute. Those gnomes just crack me up. So anyway, I hope you guys like them. And then I have a couple of pages with just, you know, mushrooms and the trees and all. I just liked the look of those. You could add a gnome to them, or, you know, just have them as they are, because they're very pretty. Happy. It made me think summer, kind of into fall, but because you could definitely use them for fall. These ones I muted, so you'll be able to see the color difference. I muted these ones so that they could be backing pages that you could write on, because I felt like the ink's not going to show as well, especially with the dark trees and stuff, if you're writing. So these ones are good because I feel like you can still write on those. So these are backing pages, these muted ones. So don't think, oh, they're, you know, when you print them, don't think, oh, it's not very dark, so something's wrong. These ones are meant to be muted to go on the back of your pages, just to make it so you can easily write on them. I love this one with the little funny houses. And so this is that same mushroom one that I showed you guys. Let me find it. So see, that's the non-muted and muted. So you can definitely see there is a color difference there. Okay, so those are for writing on, those muted ones. This one's also muted. And then you get all kinds of fussy cut, the gnomes, the mushrooms. There's 3 pages of these fussy cuts. And then there's 3 pages of tags, and each page of tags also has a journaling card on it. Just that standard format that I always use. I just love these tags, the way they came out. The color is great. And this is another super saturated one. So you're not going to want to use any kind of glossy papers. Unless if you have photo paper, you probably could, because they're meant to take all that ink. But if you just use any other kind of glossy paper, I'm afraid you're going to get smearing and smudging and just dirty mess, you know. But this Southworth paper that I've showed you guys before, it works great to print these on. And then there's just a page of watercolor, just fun. And I just did those ones like that. And then we have the number 10 window envelope cover, if I can grab a hold of it. And then this is the, or that's the CD envelope cover. This is the number 10 window envelope cover. And then my printer went wacky, so you won't have lines in yours. That printer, I'm telling you, that's the reason I don't print my digitals and sell them already printed out, because I can barely get a whole kit printed of my own before I have to run the clean setting on my printer. And then I just liked this so much after I made it that I decided to do a page with that, because I just think it's funny. It is going to fold and you're not going to see everything together, but or you could do it as a center, in the center of the journal. So however you like to do that, I hope you guys like it. I hope it's not too sort of juvenile looking, but it just made me happy. And I always think in summer it's fun to just do fun, happy colors and all of that. So that's what I did. So today I did have requests to do the stickers. So these are those stickers that I showed you on the last video. I think I'm going to orient them this way this time, because I have a whole bunch that I did, and I showed you guys these, but I just want to know that we're all on the same page. I did these all this direction, and I'm just thinking maybe it would be fun to have some oriented the other direction. So that's what we're going to do today. But I do think I'm going to cut them apart, because when you, sorry, I'm looking all over, so my voice is probably in and out and in and out. When you're splattering the paint and whatever on them, if they're together, you might get splatters that you don't want, if you see what I'm saying, because when you're splattering, it's going to go from one to the other, and you might not want that color splatter on that one. And you can see I'm not cutting perfect, but I'm not worried about it. These, like I mentioned, I think it's been a while. It's been a few years. I'm not sure for sure, but I think I got them at a thrift store. You know how sometimes you can just find office supplies. They're for business cards, so that you can print the front and the back of the business card, and then you're meant to fold them and they stick together. But I'm not using them that way, so I use them this way. I've done other things on these before. It's been a long time, but you know, basically clusters, which this is kind of like that, and they are going to end up looking cluster-ish, or you would use them like you would use a cluster, because they're going to fully stick to the page. You know, they're not going to, you're not going to be able to tuck anything behind them, unless you could do that if you stick them onto something that isn't sticky on the back, and then you could just glue like across the bottom and up a side and have a tuck. I mean, you could do a lot of things with these, or you can make like a bigger book page pocket and put these on as decorations. So yeah, there's lots you could do. All right, so I just have a couple things of water there, and then some, these are my metallic watercolors that I just got at Hobby Lobby. Nothing fancy. And then I have my Arteza palette. So, and that one is how many? 36. 36 colors. So all I do is get my brush nice and wet, and I'm going to just kind of put a few splats of water. You don't have to. You can just use the paint, but I just going to put a little water, and then I'm going to take some blue like that. And I keep sticking with these same colors. I'm going to try to do some other colors this time so that I have more interest for different journals, so they aren't all the same. And then I like to do some splatters or fun on them. I mean, it's a very loose watercoloring. I don't even know that I'd call it watercoloring. It's really more just putting some color on a sticker, right? Okay, and then I'll just set that aside and I move on to the next one. So how you guys all doing? I hope you're doing good. I was too busy blabbing and blabbing to ask you guys, so I apologize. That was not very nice. Oh, I want to show you something else that's really cool that you've probably seen, but it's the first time I've seen it. I saw I don't know what her name is, but the Creative Cove, she uses Tim Holtz Distress Oxide, and this is the walnut stain, as watercolor. And it turns out really super cool, so you could go check her out. I'm going to link her channel. And these kind of came from her doing the stuff that she was doing, because she uses a lot of business cards and things like that, too, just to make little sort of bits and pieces and journaling cards and whatever. But the cool thing with using the Tim Holtz Distress Oxide is that it oxidizes. So, as we all know. But it's fun to play with. And it's fun to leave some white space. Like, you don't have to cover every inch of the sticker. You know, it's fun to leave a little bit of space where there isn't anything. But yeah, the Distress Oxide's very fun to paint with. And she does a lot of painting with Distress Oxide. And she's very good at doodling and all of that too. So you might want to definitely go check her out, because she does some real neat stuff. I have felt very inspired by her recently, so, which is good, because I've kind of hit a wall, which I do periodically. Like, you just sometimes run out of ideas, you know. And like there was ink and stuff on that. I'm not worried about it. Just put some more down. Try a little green, maybe. I don't know. Let's do it. So, yep, you can just whip out a whole bunch of these. I made a whole bunch. Well, I mean, you guys saw what I made, but the other day, too, just first with my sister, and then on my own, I just made some more because they were so fun. And now you can see I'm not wetting my page first. You can, you don't have to. It doesn't really matter. It's just however you want to do it. And the nice part is, as you can see, I am not doing anything that takes talent, because I am not a watercolor artist by any stretch of the imagination. I love to play with the watercolors for sure, but I don't consider myself a watercolor artist. Okay, that one, I don't know if I want to do, maybe we'll do some of that blue. I don't know what these colors are, so I apologize for that. It's just whatever's in that palette of Artezas. I'm running out of places to set those while they dry. And I'm wiping up because I don't, like I said, if I wanted those colors on all of them, I would have just kept them all, not cut them apart. I wish I had a better pink in watercolors, because it would be fun to do, you know, something kind of shabby chic or whatever. But my pink is just a screaming hot pink. And I know that you can water it down, but it is like so obnoxious that I really don't like it. Maybe if I put enough water. And like, you know, I'm not sure that this is the best color combo in the world. But the cool part is a lot of this is just background. And it is just fun to kind of play around and see what you get. Because when they dry, they're totally different, as I'm sure you all know. Just out of room. I don't want them tilted at all because then, you know, they're going to run across the page. Let's try this really bright gold. Maybe some brown. Different brown. I know, I keep picking this like navy blue. I just really like it. Not sure about the color combo there, but we'll see when it dries what it looks like. Who knows, could end up being the favorite. What else do we want to do? Let's do some more with just the Distress Oxide, because it really is kind of cool. Kind of want it darker in some spots. You could use the sprays too. You can use a re-inker. This is what I have, so this is what I'm using. But if you have lots of the Tim Holtz bits and bobs, then you can do it however you like. Okay, one more here, and then I will pause, and we'll get them all dry. Try a little bit more of that pink. It wasn't quite as offensive when it was watered down in some clean water. I'm not a super big fan of hot pink, that's for sure. So I don't know about that one either. Pink is a rough one for me sometimes. Okay, and then, you know, I've got this left here, so I'm just going to take a piece of paper. Let me grab. Where is it? Oh, I'll just grab this one. And I'll soak that up because it'll leave its mark. And I'll let that dry. My paint is coming off my paintbrush. All right, I'm going to get those dry and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry, I just touched that, so it's shaking all over the place. They're dry. I was going to mention, too, that if you don't have something like this, because I get, obviously, not everybody's going to have the exact same stuff, but you could use business cards. Like if you have a bunch, I have a bunch of my husband's business cards. They would be great to use, and then you could just cover the side with the information on it. You could also just cut pieces of, like, watercolor paper, you know, to whatever size you want. You wouldn't be stuck to this size. You could use any size you want, but let me measure these just so that you know if you want them as size. These ones are 3 1/4 by 2 1/8, looks like 3 1/4 by 2 1/8, but obviously you can make them any size that you want to. Okay, so I'm going to take this because my other one was wet. You can see this is where I was doing something. And then I'm going to just stamp stuff on them. So let's see. Like, it's fun to just stamp numbers, or like this one, let's use this kind of rose background stamp. We'll make this one more of a girly one. I did add a little extra Distress Oxide to some of these because when it dried it was super pale and couldn't even really see anything. So, but it's just cool the way it gets lighter in some spots, and it does get, like, this purpley and stuff is coming from that Distress Oxide. It would really help if I had some better silicone blocks, but have what I have, so we're just going for it. And I'm not going to stress a whole lot if it's perfect, because again, we're doing backgrounds. So, I mean, you're going to see parts of stuff, but you're not going to see the entire image anyway, most likely. You can doodle on them, like I did the pine cone and the tree and the mushroom, just doodling. And then, of course, these two are just abstract doodles, circles and hashes and lines. Okay, that worked well enough. And then we might want to put a number on it. Oh, I keep closing that and I don't need to. I just try to keep that closed because I want it to stay good. And also, I don't want black on everything. And I'm not worried if they're right together or whatever. Okay, and then I'm going to take this one, and I got this stamp on Amazon, and it's just like scribbles and stuff. They're kind of crazy, but they're not very expensive. That's one good thing. And I used that in one of my shorts, and a lot of people seem to like it. So it's just kind of a cool, it's just abstract, you know, it's just, you don't really know what it is. It's not writing, it's not anything in particular. Okay, so I'm going to set that one aside. I might just do a couple of these with stamps, and then we'll move on just to progress here. You guys will get the gist, right? On this side, I think. So see, it's just a real kind of crazy little scribbly thing. I'll try to remember to link it, or put the link to where on Amazon, because I know you say Amazon and it's like, okay, well that doesn't help me. Because I know what you mean. It's like a needle in a haystack, right? And this is Tim Holtz. Had forever. I'm not a very good stamp mom, so it's been thoroughly abused. Let's see this one. This is also Tim Holtz. And, you know, loads of people have done things like this. This is not like, the new part sort of to me feels like the watercolor. I don't know. You know, lots of us have done clusters with stamping and whatever, but I feel like the watercolor sort of is something a little different, at least. So we don't feel like we're doing the same thing all the time. This way. Not that it really matters. So these are those abstract stamps. You can see the designs. I don't know where that one went. I'm real good, right? It's in my stamp bag somewhere. But I just like bits of these, you know, like not the whole thing necessarily. Because again, you're not going to see it all. You're just going to see parts of it. So you could put loads of things on these. Any designs you want or you like. This was just in a Stampin' Up! Paper pumpkin at some point. I'll leave it like that. All right, let's start decorating some just so that we can see what we do here. So that first one, which I'm assuming is probably fairly dry now, I kind of maybe want to do a little bit more feminine because of what I have stamped on there and all that. So let me grab my scraps. These are my fabric scraps in a big, huge Folgers coffee plastic container. Hey, it's a big container and it holds a lot of little scraps. So let me get a scissor. Where did I put my... I'm telling you guys, it doesn't matter. I try to get organized. Oh great, there went a pair of scissors behind that thing. I try to get organized and it never works for me. I really need a personal organizer. Gosh, wouldn't that be awesome? That would be awesome. But since I can barely pay myself, I really can't afford that. I had a friend one time, she retired from, her and her husband owned an auto body shop. And, well, they're still friends of hers. But anyway, they retired and sold it and all that. And then she was like, maybe I can come work for you. I'm like, yeah, that'd be great, but I can't even pay myself, really. So you work for me for free if you want. Okay, so maybe, I don't know, something like that. And then maybe we'll do a Tim Holtz people. If you don't like these, you can use whatever you like. You can use birds, butterflies, flowers, whatever you like, use it. It's just, I like old photos, so, but I get it, they're not for everybody. I'm just throwing ideas out here. You can use the ideas however you like. We probably all don't have the same stuff anyhow, so doesn't really matter. Let's see, I'm thinking it needs something else. Gotta move my stamps. I think instead of this, I'm just not liking that for some reason. I don't mind maybe a little lace. Yep, we don't all like the same things. The world would be very boring if we did all do everything the same and like everything the same, wouldn't it? Sorry, I thought I was totally prepared for this, but like usual, I'm not. So I apologize for being such a scatterbrain all the time. Just am what I am. This little girl totally reminds me of my best friend's second daughter when she was a little girl. She's all grown up now, but that's what this little girl reminds me of every time I see it. Yeah, something like that might be nice. This is embossed coffee dyed paper that I have one of those embossing envelopes and I just ran it through the Big Shot. But like I've said before, you can get those embossing envelopes pretty cheap. A lot of times you can find them on clearance, and you could always run it through or roll it with a rolling pin. And I think you would get the same effect. It just needs some pressure to get the embossing on there. So that's kind of a cheapy, quick way to do it. If you don't have one of those. If there's a will, there's a way, right? So yeah, just decorate them up however you want. That's what I did. It's nothing too fancy. Maybe just a little bit of lace here, and then she can go there. And I think that will do it. We're going to ink her up a little bit. Yeah, I just love this one. So cute. And I love that giant bow in her hair. It's just adorable. Okay. Adorable. But yeah, you could come up with endless ways to decorate these. Like I said, some doodling is fun on them. Old stamps, or just stamps, whatever you got. Okay, so that one will be really cute, like at the top of a page, just to decorate your page up a little bit. Or like I said, on a pocket, you know, you could even make pockets out of master board, collage boards, and then stick one of these on there, and it would be real cute. Okay, and then let's do this one. What should I do to it? Don't know. Let's do some old paper or something. I have this dictionary page that has some silver ink on it. Might be fun. But yeah, just play with what you got. Whatever it is. Whatever you like. Going to ink a tiny bit. I don't want a ton of ink because I'm liking those colors, but I just feel like it needs a little something on those edges. I need to clean my art glitter glue top. I was using that other little tiny one and I took that downstairs. I mean, it's back up here now, but it's over on the other table, so I'm using my old bead up there. Still works fine, just it does get a little clogged every once in a while. So let's use, these would be cool. Oh, you could use mushrooms, birds. I think I said birds. Oh, there's these little birds my daughter gave me for Christmas. She put them in my stocking. And the little fairies. They're so cute. She knows her mama. Kind of like that. Is that going to blend too much? I wonder once it's stuck down. Ew, I always love hummingbirds. Ew, look at this little guy. He would show up a little better. I do like that. Oh, these two. Oh, I just went over the edge, people. Thank my daughter. They're too cute for words. I mean, look at those. Oh my goodness. Big fat puppy yellow belly. I think I like that one. He sits right in the middle, really nice there. Okay, so we're going to use a bird. A burb, that's what we call him for the cat. I don't know why we started that. That was my son and I. All the crazy things we say. I don't know where that silly little cat is anyway. He's taking a nap somewhere, probably on his girl's bed. likes to sleep on my daughter's bed. Much to her chagrin, because she comes home and is like, Mom, there's cat hair on my bed. It's like, sorry, I can't. I mean, you can close your door. I don't want to close my door. It's like, well, then I guess you can have cat hair on your bed. I took everything off and washed all of it, but then he just goes back and sleeps on there again. Because that's the way he is. I'm going to cut a little bit of this extra off. There's a lot. There's a whole lot. These ones are kind of tricky because you can't really like ink them or anything. And I know it's clear, so you can't see it a whole lot, but it's shiny and you know, it's not my best friend. Except that kind of shiny I like. But this kind of shiny, I think because it lends itself to looking new, if you know what I mean. And I like that vintage look. So we're having crazy weather, like everybody. It's spring, and that's what it does in the spring, but we've had rain. I told you last week we had snow. Not the kind that sticks, just the kind that blows all over the place and it's just cold. Today it's just windy, cold. Yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to talk myself into going for a walk. The wind is whipping out there. That's where I'm bad. It has to be like really nice weather for me to want to go for a walk. Anybody else? I love going for walks when the weather's good, but I don't like going in the wind or the cold. Or when it's too hot. So see how I am? Has to be just right, and then I love it. All right. I think I thought of something else I wanted, and my mind just went completely blank. Do you hate that? Why am I like that? I don't know. Oh, I know. I just saw it. That's why I know. I must be having a blue attack or something, but I do like that on there. I don't have those very often. I don't do, well, I don't know. I guess I do some blue, but okay, there's that. I'm sure I'll think of what the other thing was, but anyways, I like it. So see, it's staying pretty flat, but of course you can add, you know, any fabric or whatever you want. You can get as crazy as you want with those, but I do like to kind of keep them a little bit flat because I know, you know, they're going in a journal, so we should make this one manly. Yeah, this would be kind of cool. It's on some fabric. Is it too many numbers? No, that's not a thing. It probably is, but I'm going to say it's not a thing. Let's see if we have a man. He's too tall. Sorry for the reach across to your face there. I have that. Thought I had another one up here. Seriously, I had a little boy with a dog. I have a little girl with a dog. Oh, there he is. Because he would be cute. This guy would be cute. And again, use what you like on there. Maybe. I don't want one about a corset. I don't even know what that is. I guess we can use it. I have no idea. Because it's in another language. So I guess we're going with it. some washi, right? It's kind of big. Maybe we're just gonna take a piece of it. Do I want that on there? I don't think I like it. So no, we'll just stick it to my desk and we'll use it somewhere else. How about an alphabet? That would be different. That would help with the it's a number dilemma. Oh my gosh. My brain just went goodbye. Chat again soon. Okay, what else could go with Vegent? Doesn't make a lot of sense, but these are measurement things from a oh, you guys know what I'm talking about. Sewing pattern envelope. But we're just gonna, it's just lots of numbers and I like it. Yeah, that'll help the dog pop out a little bit. So yeah, any scraps of anything, because this is like a little bit newer one. That's not one of the really vintagey ones. A bit newer. So you don't have to have the old. You can make lots of things look old, even if you don't, because when I first started, I didn't have anything that was, you know, like that vintage papery type stuff. So, but you can make it look old, even if it's brand spanking new. That's cute. These are just great because you can add them in all kinds of cards, like greeting cards. Wouldn't they be cute if you did a little bit smaller card? Not like a great big card, obviously, because they're not going to take up a whole lot of room, but a smaller card, and you could just pop one of those on there, like make a whole bunch of these, like, you know, like I'm doing. And then whenever you have a card, just make it a little one. Pop one on, voila. Especially Father's Day and stuff like that, because I don't know about you guys, but I can never think of, you know, things to make for that, card-wise. I don't know why, because I do a lot of, I like this look, and I do a lot of that, but for some reason, sometimes guy cards are like, I don't know. Maybe I'll put one of my little clips on there. That'd be cute. Like it's clamped down on that paper. That's a tiny one. So the numbers are in my shop. I don't think I used one of the numbers. Okay, so you're not going to know what I'm talking about. And then these are in my shop. And they come obviously like all different sizes and stuff. So there's all kinds of little goodies in there to play with. I guess that would have been sitting down further. Oh, well, it's fine. Getting really picky here. All right, so I think you guys get it, how I did these. Layers, layers, layers. That's always the key. Watercolor, stamp, scraps, definite use for scraps. And then, you know, like all of this isn't going to be on there because it's going to peel off and over here too. But I think they're super fun. So I hope you guys try them. And if you do, like, tag me on Instagram, or you can also send me a picture on Etsy. So if you go to where it says contact buyer or whatever, you can send me pictures there too. All right, so I hope you try it. I'd love to see them. And I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. And we will get back to the little envelope book this. Scraps. I just keep getting sidetracked, and I've had so much going on, I feel like, that I can't get organized enough to figure out what I'm going to do next. But these are super fun, and I definitely went down a rabbit hole on those, and I think you guys will enjoy making them too. Like I said, just cut yourself some rectangles of paper if you don't have something like this. I just got these at a thrift store and had them, so it was like, use them, right? All right, I will chat with you guys soon. Love you guys. Talk later. Bye now.